My name is Mohammed Bey. I'm the producer of the Exodus film project and the creator of the film Leave. Leave is about an aspiration. It's about what do you do when you live in a country where you really don't feel you're completely welcome or completely at home. Every African American over a certain age has felt the sting of racism. Certainly in many cases not as badly as our forefathers did in the 60s and 70s, the 50s and the 40s, and certainly before that during the First World War and beyond. But every day in America, African Americans are treated to new outrages to our dignity and new threats to our lives. And at some point you have to add up all the calculations and just ask yourself, is it worth it to stay in America? To, just take it on the chin like a good Christian and just, not do anything about it. Most of us are not thinking outside of the box. We're just not thinking that there are possibilities. Throughout American history, black people, particularly entertainers and writers, have often left the United States to move to Canada or the United Kingdom or France or even Russia to get away from the daily outrages of American-style racism. And that's what this film is all about. This film is not about beating white people over the head with the history of slavery and Jim Crow. This film is not about, hating white people. And it's certainly not about arguing with white people about all the attendant problems of living in a racist society as a black person. Those discussions are for other people, and from people like myself, those discussions are over. Now it's time to talk about what do we do about the problem. And that's where this film comes in. Leave is about conversations between black people in African countries, native Africans, expats who have moved to African countries, and myself, discussing the problems and the solutions that African Americans must undertake in order to move to an African country. That's all it's about. What Leave is all about is providing people, the listeners like you, with a guidebook to what are the best countries to go to in Africa, how to begin the process, what paperwork is involved, what the costs are, the living expenses in many African countries, and the best African countries overall for an African American to go to, start a business, work, get residency, get citizenship, and maybe even get married and raise a family. For someone like myself, after living in America for so long, the only thing I can do is